everyone, welcome to another video with me. It's Aziza, aka Gourmet Pens, and today I wanted to show you these new notebooks that I have to check out that I did not know existed until I received them. So thank you to Luxury Brands in the USA for sending these for me to review. There was no monetary compensation. I have just received these to share with you, and I will do my absolute best to be unbiased so that I could give you the most fair opinion on the items possible. So here we go. So as I said, these are called the Stifflexible Notebooks. They are designed by the Italian designer Giuliano Mazzuoli. Hopefully I pronounced that not too terribly. And the idea behind them is that they have stiff yet flexible covers, hence stiff flexible. Now they come in two different sizes. I'm just trying to hold up two. This is the medium size and this is the pocket size. And what they do say on the back, I left these ones wrapped up because they have some stuff on the back. Now this item is kind of nifty. It's actually a ruler, and you can also use it as a bookmark or just a ruler. And the little one also comes with a ruler, like a mini ruler, and it's really cute. So the back of the notebook says hard and flexible cover, 192 pages. There are 144 lined pages, 32 blank pages, and 16 detachable sheets with a grid ruling on it. That was supposed to be my grid. There is also an inner pocket and bookmark, a cardboard ruler, which is this thing, and the paper is 80 grams, ivory paper, acid-free. The notebooks have rounded corners. They have a fairly flat binding. Wait, there we go. And they have this elastic. The paper is flush with the covers, and so as I said, it's ivory, but just so you could see the color, I hopefully that'll come up ivory-ish. It's not yellow and it's not bright white. It's a nice in-between, like nice on the eyes, and the ruling is visible but not obstructive, so I really like that. It has, as they said, it has the back cover. I'm just gonna set up a little so I can show you. So there's this, and then there's this pocket. I will go into a little more detail with that when the camera's pointing down, so it's just a little easier to work with. Wait, let me just close this. The design of this one is the Camouflage series. This is the Fruit collection, and there is the Art collection. There's also the vintage retro collection. So there's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of styles. There's the two different sizes. I dropped the ruler. I dropped the ruler. Oh, anyway, that was weird. The price of them. The larger one is $16.50 US, and the smaller one is $11.50. So I think they're not unreasonably priced. The price of a Moleskine and stuff is similar, so I think they are decent competition, because I'll show you in more detail, but the paper, in my opinion, is much better than the Moleskine paper. So if you're looking for a Moleskine alternative, I think these are really nice. I also have found that the build quality is better, because I've had a lot of Moleskines that just fall apart. The binding just comes apart and the notebook falls apart, and that really sucks. So these ones have held up much better. Now let me show you the idea of the Stifflexible cover. You can see it is it's a firm cover because I can't bend it like this, but there are these ridges that have no firm material in them. So it makes it really easy to flip through the book, which I really like. I think that's really convenient. And the weird thing is, I never really thought about that when I was using other hardcover notebooks, like my Leuchtturm notebooks. A lot of them have hardcovers, and with a soft cover, obviously you could do that, but you still have the soft cover. But this one is firm, so you can actually write on it quite easily, but you can still flip quite easily. And the notebooks open pretty well, that's pretty awesome. Opens flat, lies flat, so it's easy to write in, really comfortable. So I actually think they're quite decent, and I'm really grateful to Luxury Brands for sending these for me to check out, because I'd never heard of them and I'd never tried them, and I probably would not have thought of trying them if I'd seen them in a store, because I would like, when I first saw it, I was like, stiff flexible cover, that seems kind of gimmicky. And like, what would be the point of that? But I do find it quite useful. I find it very comfortable to carry around with me, because it's just, somehow it's just easier to use because it's such a flat profile, and because I can just like flip through and see what I want to look for. I just like it. It's just a small thing, and I don't think that they are unreasonably priced. So there's a whole bunch of them. Here's the gray camouflage. But what I'm going to do is turn the camera down so you can see my writing samples and paper testing, because I do some fountain pen testing with it, of course. The paper is moderately fountain pen friendly, works well with fine, extra fine, medium nibs that are on the drier side. If you get into wet writers, you're going to have bleed through. There's definitely going to be feathering with the wetter writers, and shading is really toned down because it's a bit more of an absorbent paper. So you could expect very minimal shading and sheen. But anyway, I will go into this in more detail down below so we can take a look at that more easily. Okay, so I have already showed you and kind of briefly explained the idea behind these notebooks, but I have taken two. So this is the large size, this is the pocket size, and I just want to like actually show you what they're like. So the stiff flexible cover, or stiff flexible, you can see that there are two lines in here. So it has a firm cover, and then there are two little divot thingies, so you can kind of bend it back, and I guess that's the idea of it, that it is a stiff flexible cover. Nice for flipping through, so in that regard I do find it convenient. The elastic is not super snug, but what I really like, it has like I said, that little space. You can see it in the shadow right there. You can see this one. I really like that because it holds the elastic in place so it doesn't slide off very easily, so it doesn't need to be super tight. I think it's fine, like it works fine for me. So let's look at the back cover. It has this is a pocket bookmark, which I think is a great idea. Really handy, and it stretches, and it also serves as the flap for your little document thing here. Now the only problem with this is really snug, so if you put something in there, you can't really get your hand in there to pull it out, or it doesn't really expand. So it's a nice idea, the pocket, but I think this is the more useful item. I think it's really cool. I like that a lot. Now let's take a look at how it actually performs. Fountain pens. Now, I was really expecting that it would be not fountain pen friendly, but it turns out that it is moderately fountain pen friendly. And what I mean by that is fine nibs, extra fine, some mediums, if it's on the drier side, actually do really well. There is minimal feathering with the finer nibs, and minimal bleed through, and just a bit of show through. Now, I used pretty wet writers here. You can see there's bleed through and show through. Shading is not that great. I think the paper is just a bit too absorbent to really show off your fountain pen ink, but it does tolerate it. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me switch back here. I'm just gonna zoom in to show you. The feathering is not that great, but it's not as terrible as I was expecting. So it really depends if you can just find the right combination of nib and ink. Particles will show up, so this is Diamine Pink Glitz, one of the Shimmertastic inks. Really wet writers are going to feather and bleed for sure, as you can see there. This is just me testing it. These are just some finer nibs with fountain pen inks, and here you can see that like up here and right here, it doesn't really bleed through, so it's actually not too bad, and it's only the wetter writers that come through. Markers will bleed, of course. Highlighters do well. The metallic Sharpie markers actually did not bleed, so I found that interesting. Brush pens do not feather, so that's nice. And bleed through is moderate, it's not terrible. Ballpoints, a couple of gel pens, no issues there. Pencils are great, as you can see here. I've done a whole bunch of penciling. Here is the script, part of the script of the Harry Potter movie, The Philosopher's Stone. This is with pencil and doing some hand lettering there. This is with a gel pen, works completely fine. This is with a fine nibbed fountain pen, and it does well. This is with a broad nib fountain pen, and it's still not too bad. So, I just did like a little summary here we can talk about briefly. They are FSC certified, so that's really nice because if you're interested in, you know, being eco-conscious but still enjoy paper, it's a nice option. Everything is, including the elastic, is FSC certified. The cover is stiff yet flexible. You got the pocket bookmark, which is right here, and it has a ruler on it, which is really fun. Opens well. It has rounded corners, which I like. It does lie flat. Paper is recyclable and biodegradable, pH neutral. And let's do the rest of the stuff refers to what I'm going to show you now, which I kind of mentioned. It has blank page options. This is just like stuff that I watch, just testing it out. No bleed through. And it also has a post-it section, which I think is really nifty. This is graphed paper, but it is perforated. So you can tear it out and share it with friends, or, you know, whatever you want to do with it. I really like this idea. I would like to see all of the blank and all of the graph paper perforated, if not the entire notebook, because that would be awesome. So that's the larger size, and I actually have been using the smaller size to collect quotes from the office, because I like sharing them on Instagram. So I just have a couple, and I'm using fountain pens, so I use one per page, but as you can see, it's not horrible bleed through. It's pretty decent. You can still use both sides on some pages, so there you go. That's about it. They also have the post-it section, so it's casual day. Oh, Meredith. And it also has the blank pages, which I'm trying to find by looking through the camera, but it's not working. There we go. So, really cute little notebooks, and I think they're quite neat. There you go. Okay, so I hope this was useful. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and you can find more stuff on my blog and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. I am Gourmet Pens. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello everyone! Oh, no. Crap.